This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Morning.
Today on the show, we catch up with Guy Sebastian, talking about his football injuries and also his music, but mainly his football injuries.
Yeah, that was good fun, actually. He's a great guy. Guy. We're talking about shouting today. Shouting the bar and it gets you in trouble, or picking up the bill going, yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, but when you're doing a little bit of high rolling and then you realise that you can't afford to high roll.
Yeah, like, whoa.
Big bills there. Jeremy McGovern, had to talk to him. Lots going on in his world.
Plus, we get a little bit passionate with Lockie Reed joins us from Channel 10 because the news that Bryce Caution, we knew he was leaving the Wildcats, but we thought he was going far away. And now it turns out he's just going to Adelaide and we're furious.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. Let's go! On Nova 937.
It's 6:04, Nathan, Nat and Sean. We've made it to Friday.
Hey, Nat, how is it? We spoke with Ross earlier on this morning. What was his... Oh, Ross, give us your reaction to being Friday.
I haven't felt this good about Friday since high school, when you used to get really excited for the weekend because you just wanted that break.
Because you weren't at school anymore.
Yeah, and because I haven't put in so much effort in ages.
That's what you said. I haven't put in so much effort in ages.
And the early mornings. But no, it's great to be here.
But you can't wait to leave today.
Just a break. No, everyone in life needs a break, and yeah, we really want one.
You really need one from us, is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. Well, we're going to lunch today, so I'm not getting that break.
That's true.
But just a break from the early mornings. I was saying to Nat off air, Bella, she was speeding she was speeding when we were driving somewhere, and I said, don't do that because you'll go to jail. And she goes, that'd be great because I get a full night's sleep.
That is true.
That's a cry for help, isn't it?
Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of parents out there would think exactly the same, Ross.
Yes.
Yeah, meal made for you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I remember when Ming was away
prison
once.
friends.
When Ming was away once, she rang and our plane had been delayed or somewhere. I think she was coming back from a girlfriend's birthday. Anyway, she was the happiest person in the world. I thought she'd be, just desperate to get home to the kids.
But turns out
maybe even me.
Yeah.
Nah.
Delay's great. A bit more of a break.
And I just pictured her out at the plane, actually, just getting hold of the fuel arch. Nah, this thing, we're not flying this thing.
That's like me when I was in Prague last year when the floods in Dubai, my flight home was cancelled, and it's like, now you have to spend another 2 nights in Prague instead of going back to Perth to go to work. And I went, oh, well. It turns out Prague's a delightful place to have an extra couple of days.
Yeah,
so
good
much
on you,
nicer.
mate. Why not?
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast. Last quarter.
Sensational play. Spend more time doing you things, like cheering Freo from the Bankwest Best Seats.
All right, here we go. It's time for a round of last caught up for grabs. 2 premium Bankwest Best Seats see the Dockers take on Port Adelaide tomorrow. Premium seating, food and drinks all included.
5 contestants, 4 quarters, 1 winner. Lauren, is that winner you today?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Lauren, we have to ask the question, Lauren. How do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Boom.
Hey, Lauren, if that was a T-shirt, would you buy it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just doing some homework on the
doing some
side.
market research. All right, Lauren, in the first quarter, you're up against Jordan from Success. Morning, Jordan.
Morning.
Morning, George.
Jordan, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Of course you do.
Would you buy the T-shirt?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, great.
How do you feel about a polo or a fleece?
If it had your head on it, Sean, that'd be
Oh,
fine.
okay, yeah. Sean McManus's head. How do you win the last quarter? Because you can't figure it out.
No,
it does make sense. All right, here's what's going to happen. We have a question. If you know the answer, buzz in with your name. If you get it right, you're through to the second quarter. You get it wrong, we bid you farewell. Let's test your buzzers. Lauren.
Lauren.
Jordan.
Jordan.
Sound the siren. There
Here we
it is. Let's play.
Here is the first question. Who was Australia's first Indigenous Olympic gold medalist?
Jordan.
Kathy Freeman.
Oh, what a moment!
Jordan through to the second quarter,
2000 Olympics.
where you will take on Matt from Ferndale. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
Hey, Matt.
Okay, Matt, how do you win the last quarter?
You smashed the last quarter.
We'll
No,
allow
you
it.
don't.
No, we'll allow it. He was just
He's getting
adding
into
flair.
it. Yeah, he knows.
Oh, the T-shirt doesn't say you smashed the
No,
last
that's
quarter,
true.
Natalie.
Oh, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because I'm in a good mood,
You're
Matt.
lucky, Matt.
Hey, Matt, who do you go for?
Freo.
Oh, no, you're in.
Oh, no, get rid of him.
Mate. What do you lead with that, mate? Come on.
Matt, test your buzzer.
Matt.
All right, here we go. quarter question. What colour is the centre band on the flag of India? Jordan?
White.
Boom. Jordan, through to the third quarter.
Can you imagine?
Hey, was that a guess? Was
Was it a guess, Jordan, or you knew?
No, I knew.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
Jordan.
Yeah.
It was like
He knows
orange,
his
white.
flags.
Which
Yep.
one?
Jordan, in the third quarter, you're taking on Deanne from Camillo. Good morning, Deanne.
Good morning.
Hi, Dean.
Deanne, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Correct.
Test your buzzer, please, Deanne.
Dan,
If we were to make a hoodie with how do you win the last quarter on it, would you buy it?
if I win the last quarter.
Oh,
Conditional.
interesting.
Conditional,
Interesting.
no,
Yeah.
into that.
Okay. All right. Your third quarter question.
Here it is. Which AFL team did Buddy Franklin start his career with?
Dan,
Jordan.
Fourth.
Hawks
correct.
it is.
Jordan is through to the last quarter.
Can you hear the crowd?
You're going to take on Clint. Good morning, Clint.
Good morning, how are you?
Good,
Great, Clint. How do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
And what are we up to? The last quarter.
quarter.
Yeah, we are. That's
Who's
right.
your team?
Hang on, settle down. Settle down.
It's last quarter.
Somebody got a bit excited.
Mate, only one horn a day.
We're
You,
still
Ross.
doing our chit chat.
Bella told us.
Clint, who do you barrack for?
Rio.
Okay, good.
Let's
You
go,
said
Clint.
it like a question, but okay. Clint, test your buzzer, please.
Clint.
It's working, guys.
Jordan, you're a Freo guy, aren't you?
Yeah, you can say that.
Oh, not convincing.
A bit non-committal.
It's from success.
All right. It's time for the last quarter.
It's a big one.
The siren guy really needs his moment in the sun, doesn't he? Okay. Your last quarter question. Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Clint.
Jordan.
Jordan?
Say again?
Leonardo.
Yeah, your phone's cutting out. But say it again.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, that's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Jordan's done it, everybody. Jordan, you've won the last quarter. You've scored 2 premium Bankwest Best Seats. See the Dockers take on Port Adelaide tomorrow. Premium seating, food and drinks are all included. Well played, Jordan. Are you going through the tunnel or something, Jordan? What are you doing?
Well done, buddy.
You just snuck through.
It was a good match. It was a great match.
Yeah, it was a great match. Well done.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Check out this story. There was a guy, an Australian guy actually, Ian Muldoon.
Oh,
Does it sound like
lovely.
this on the TV soap?
Yes.
Muldoon?
Yeah.
Muldoon.
Muldoon.
There was a Prime Minister of New Zealand, Robert Muldoon.
Sean knew that. Sean.
Okay, of course I did.
Unrelated.
So Ian had a bit of a bad luck. His mother had passed away and things weren't going well in his relationship. In fact, he split up from his partner at the time and he thought, I'm going to grab some money and I'm just going to head overseas. I'm going to go to Southeast Asia, cruise around Vietnam in particular now.
Yeah, and you can live very cheaply there.
Yep.
Food's good. Get a
Yep.
couple of suits made.
Yeah, and he just needs some fresh space. That's what he was talking about.
Well, what a
So-
great adventure. A lot of
Yeah.
people do that. That's not unusual.
On the way to organising the fact that he was just going straight to Vietnam, he thought, bugger it, I'm going to pop into Cambodia, just
Even
down
cheaper.
the road.
Yep.
Phnom Penh.
Phnom Penh.
Phnom Penh. Easy
Been
for
there.
you to say. Mm-hmm. And he's
a beautiful town.
He's pulled up to Phnom Penh and lobbed into his hotel and just thought, this is great. First day of holidays, just going down to the pub, have a couple of quenches. Oh, this is a great day.
Yeah,
so he
settle
rolls
in.
into the local pub and he buys himself a beer and he has another one and he just gets so excited around the place. He says he saw the cowbell, which is sitting in the corner of the bar. And he thought he'll get the bell and give it a good old ring just because he was in a good mood. Ian,
what are you doing?
says that he didn't know that ringing the bell means that you have to shout the bar.
Doesn't everybody know that?
I think everybody knows
I'd
that.
say
Ross,
it's
what about you?
I'd say presumed. If you see a bell in a pub, your brain would go,
Yeah.
it's probably not. It's probably a shout.
Was
Probably.
anybody else ringing the bell?
No one else was ringing the bell.
No one
None
else
of the
ringing
locals were ringing the
Ian.
bell.
So then what happened? So he's rung the bell. The whole place has gone nuts, obviously.
Place went up and about. He was drinking Jackson Coke and all the rest of it. Obviously, all the locals went bananas and they just went for it over the bar. When it got to the end of the night, he couldn't afford to pay the bill. He reckons he put out his credit card. They said, no, this is how much it's going to be. So he panicked and was trying to leave the premise without paying the bill because it was so much. couple of the people got him and they followed him to the ATM and made him take out money to pay the bill.
This is the beginning of his big adventure in Southeast Asia. What a hard lesson to learn.
It was a hard lesson to learn. He ended up spending time in jail because he was completely sideways. He said his drink was spiked, but he was sideways when he went to the ATM.
With alcohol, by the sounds of it.
He smashed the glass front of the ATM, falling into it.
Caused damage as well.
Yeah, and when he went to leave Cambodia, the Border Patrol got him and they said, hang on about, you're in trouble here because you've broken the law by damaging this ATM. And he had a really horrific time spending in jail over there.
I mean, I can't imagine a Cambodian prison's fun.
No, and there's a whole horrific side of that story. But I want to go back to the start. When you walk into a pub anywhere in the world, and you ring the bell, you're up for a shout.
Surely.
Don't shout the bar if you can't afford it.
Yeah, no, don't do that at all. That is a trap for young players. What a goose.
Ever been caught in a shouting moment?
The thing that springs to mind was we had a lovely guy that we worked with. He's passed away now, but Jamie Martinovich, who was head of our sales department for quite a long time. We were getting one member of our team was down picking up getting the coffees down at a little cafe here in Subiaco. Yep. And Jamie happened to be there at the same time and he said, I'll get that for you. And then he was in the hole for close to $200 because we'd ordered breakfast as well. And he's like, there was just like meal after meal and coffee after coffee. And it's like, oh no, he got completely stitched up.
Is it shouting gone wrong?
Yeah, shouting gone wrong. You put your hand up, you said, maybe you rang the bell, didn't know, apparently.
The perils,
you did, and you didn't know how many people would go for the top shelf drinks. Or you were like Jamie, who went, I'll get it now.
Yeah, I'll get it. No worries. And the next minute, you're several $100s down. I can't believe nobody's called, Sean.
You're joking. People have been caught in a situation where they've said, I'll get the bill, and then realise, oh, my Lord.
Yes.
I'm going to take out a mortgage.
If you've got a story, we want to hear it.
We did some gardening at my house with the in-laws and my parents, and they helped heaps, and it's so great to have them. So I said, I'll take you to JB O'Reilly's for a thank you, and I'll shout.
Oh,
which is fine. Obviously, money's not great, and you always want to save. But I was like, maybe $100.
Got a young family, Ross.
A young family, yeah.
Yeah, and so we get there, and my father-in-law, but as we're sitting down, he says to the waitress, I'll just start with, and this is just for him and his wife, I'll start with 4 drinks, so two wines and 2, I can't remember the other thing, maybe it was Chardonnay or something like that, but he wanted to have 4 drinks to start with. to start with before we sat down. And straight away, I started to stress a little bit. And then fun night, every 10 minutes-ish, or 15 minutes, hit up the waitress. Hey, let's get another round. And I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm no longer enjoying myself. I'm doing maths in my head.
Yeah.
And this happened.
It's like a beautiful mind in there, just like doing that all the.
Yeah. And then I get to I think it was the 5th or 6th round, and I think my dad was there, and I was like, Dad, I'm in a bit of trouble here. And Dad's like, I'll help you out, son. I'll help you out. So, yeah, that was straight. If it wasn't for him, I'd be in a bit. But, yeah, I was like, this is a lot. And when you're sitting there just doing the maths in your head, rough.
That's grim. That's grim. They completely took advantage of you. Janine is from Lake Coogee. Hi, Janine.
Hey, how are you guys?
Great, Janine. Now, did you say, hey, it's on me? What happened?
Yeah, so we were in Bali for my husband's 50th birthday, and we had 16 people sitting around the table.
Whoa.
We had our 4 children, and said, hey, look, dinner's on us.
Yes.
It's a good concept. How'd it go?
Yeah, they started, we all had entrees, all had mains. Then the boys started drinking Jägermeisters.
Great.
Jaeger bomb.
Great.
So, but the best part of it, $450 Australian.
Oh, okay, so that was a win.
Oh, my God, I would take that all day long.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, where could you do that in Australia?
I was going to say, Sean takes the family out for just a regular Chinese, and that costs more.
Hey, I do the sums on me, Someone's birthday was recently, and I think Megan threw up the idea of going to Japanese and sitting around the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to cost us like $700.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Are you joking?
That is off the table.
Yeah, some of your kids have got lobster appetites too, don't they?
Cooper, he's done me over a few times. He really has.
Oh, order anything you like, and you're thinking special fried rice, and he orders the lobster.
Oh no, and I remember it was Megan's birthday when we were down south this time, and I was going off, and Megan's going, "It's my birthday, I don't want any fighting, just let him go." And I'm like, "Oh, you've got me."
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Thanks, Janine. Millie's in Melville. Hello.
Hey, how you guys going?
Great, Millie. Okay, talk to us about the perils of shouting.
So I was actually on placement as a student nurse, and so we're unpaid placement.
Yes.
Let's just put it out there. And the consultant, who's like the head doctor, has gone, "Oh, I'm going to go get coffee." And I was like, "Oh, that's all right. I'll go get coffee." Like, you're the student. You're sort of bottom of the...
Yes.
bottom of the food chain. So he goes, "Yeah, that's all good. Give me your number and I'll text you the order." And I was like, "Yeah, cool, no worries." So I'm down at the coffee shop. He texts me the order. Turns out I wasn't just buying coffee for him. I was buying coffee for his entire team and the whole ward.
Oh, my
He
God.
didn't give you his card or anything to cover that?
No, because I'm thinking, it's just him. Like, I'm trying to make a good impression.
Yeah.
I just,
You're going to be
do
$5
something
out of
nice on your
pocket. Yeah.
second day of prac, and I bought 24 coffees.
That is a stitch up. Also, he's on, I don't know, $500,000.
Yeah.
And you're working there for free.
Yeah, and you have to pay for parking as well. So.
You had to pay for parking.
Even
that is salt to the wounds, isn't it?
Isn't it just? Wasn't a policy, did Albo bring that in, that they now pay them for those sorts of placements?
Well, probably do.
It's better.
They should do.
Yeah, I know. Millie, you got stitched
Millie.
up. Thank you. Lucy's in Safety Bay. Hi, Lucy.
Hello.
All right. Have you got in trouble because you said, "Hey, it's on me"?
Yeah, so I've got a marketing agency, and I had a staff member that was in Sydney, and she was like, "There's this client in town. Can I take her out for dinner? Like, that's great for client relations."
Sure.
I was like, "Yeah, of course. Like, put on the business card, not a problem." So they went out for dinner. I checked the statement, $600 for two people. I wasn't even there, so I didn't even get to enjoy it. And then the kicker is, after that, she did the dirty on me and went and started her own agency and took the
that client.
with her.
Oh,
so
what?
She was pitching her, and I'm the sucker that was paying $600.
You paid the bill.
$300 a person as well.
Yeah,
What are you getting?
Yeah.
Oh, that's top. That's when you're out there and you go, see that dusty bottle of red up
that's
there?
right.
All the dust
I
on
want
it?
that one. Get down to the basement. I want the good stuff. Lucy, you got stitched up there too.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It's a Galati party.
Let's go.
Nathan, Nat and Sean are sorted for WA Day. Spudshed's open 24/7. Fresh produce, meat and seafood, even on public holidays. Find your local at spudshed.com.au.
Along with Spudshed, we are throwing not a Galati party, the Galati party. This is it. Time to put some people onto our guest list, our exclusive guest list indeed.
Tracy, would you like to come to the Galati party?
I would love to come.
Who's in the background?
We're in a primary school, so we're in very early
Great.
cutting up fruit.
Okay.
Oh, good on you. Crunch and sip. Crunch and sip.
Yes.
Crunch and sip day, yep.
Okay, Trace, are you prepared next Thursday to join us at Stories Rooftop in Yagan Square to addressed as Tony Galati and perhaps take out 5K?
I am one of the biggest dress-up people. I'm those ones that go a little over the top when we're
Amazing.
dressed up day at school.
All right.
That's what we want.
We want you to embody the spirit of Tony Galati, and the great man's going to be there on the night as well. So,
Awesome.
I know, a lot of pressure. We will see you there, Trace.
Thank you.
And you score $100 from Spudshed as well.
For sure.
I know,
Just bought
right?
all our fruit.
We just spent $160 at Spudshed yesterday for all our fruit.
Oh, that's fantastic, Trace.
Ask him for a discount when you see him next Thursday.
Exactly.
Well done, Trace.
See you there.
Also going to put Catherine Safety Bay. She's come along. Rebecca and Dinella. Rebecca in Coolbellup. And
All the
Luke
Rebecca's.
in Harrisdale. Coming along.
Good job, everybody. We will see you there.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
It's 8:08. Nathan, Nat and Sean. Ross with us, and it's a big day in the Warman family, Ross.
It is Father Warman, my dad, Kim Warman. It's his 70th today. The man who taught me to shotgun a beer at I think it was still a legal age, just. And, he taught me all my kindness and generosity, which I hope I've taken from him.
Now,
you certainly have.
Celebrations for Kim's 70th?
Well, firstly, my 5-year-old bought him a adult Spider-Man suit.
And he put it on?
Yep, I've seen the
done,
photos.
Kim.
It looks ripped. It looks ripped in it.
Yeah.
I didn't look too closely. And they had a whiskey night last night with all the people closest to him in the world. My mum organised it, but I didn't get an invite.
So wait, didn't your brother-in-law get invited?
My father-in-law, brother-in-law.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But technically, I don't drink, so I get that point
but
of view.
you could have just hung out with them or, wash the glasses or
Ross,
something.
you could have had a bit of fresh air on ice.
Yeah.
On the rocks.
I did crash, so I did come anyway. But happy birthday to my dad.
And when you walked in to crash the family birthday party that you weren't invited to, did they say, what are you doing here?
I'd previously texted Mum and been like, Mum, come on.
Don't you live across the road, right?
Yeah.
So were you peering out the front window there's a lot of cars.
Seen all the cars in there.
I'm just popping in, just saying hello.
What's going on here, guys?
But no, happy birthday to Dad. Best dad out there. My opinion only, obviously.
The best one you've got.
Good on you. Happy birthday, Kim. Hope you have a wonderful day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Kim. What a ripper bloke.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Oh, I'm going to say it as it is. Footballing legend.
Legend, Natalie.
Guy Sebastian.
And you know what we've seen this season so far? Some of the big names get injured.
Yeah.
At Freo, it's been Sean
point.
Darcy recently. Jeremy McGovern's under suspicion of concussion. He's in protocols.
And G. Sebastian. Guy, welcome, first of all. Hello.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it was... Look, it was a good season while it lasted, and it was good to deliver the only win for Masala Dandenong in Victoria.
Yeah.
The only win that they've got to savour, and some would say Brendan Favola had a little bit to do with that.
You were there too. And is it true that you weren't even supposed to play the second half? You were supposed to play the first half, perform at halftime, and then go because he had a mate's 40th? Was that the story?
Yeah, I had a friend's 40th to fly back to Sydney for, but whenever there's footy, I grew up playing AFL, and the problem was that was quite a long time ago, and so I knew I was I actually put my hand up to play. They just wanted me to do the halftime, but I was like, I used to play footy. I'll fill in that. That'll be a bit of a laugh, and it was all going all right. I was playing okay.
Yeah, getting a few touches.
Yeah, you're pretty quick. Pretty quick around the field, guy.
Scrappy too.
That used to be my strength. I was a little zippy midfielder, and now it's I'm not moving very fast at the moment.
Unzipped.
So I was in the I rocked up, sound checked when I really should have been warming up. I was sound checking.
Okay.
And played the first quarter, played a little bit of the second quarter, I think, and then sung at halftime. Went back on for the second half. Cooled down. Went back on, and then fourth quarter, we were up by a few goals, and I've gone to take off, and I thought someone shot me with a 50 cal in the back of my leg, and I've heard the biggest pop, snap,
classic.
it sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah.
I've legitimately looked around. I've looked around to yell at whoever whacked me in the back of my leg, and there was no one there, and I was so confused. And then the pain set in, and I was like, "Oh no, this is not good."
They say it all the time.
Yeah, that's it.
So
that
you're always looking behind.
that you've been kicked or that somebody's whacked you.
Yeah.
It's a ruptured Achilles, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
ruptured,
surgery.
fully ruptured. Had surgery on Thursday, so I'm in a cast now, and going to be in a cast for about I think 6 weeks, and then I'll be in a boot and crutches for I think another few months. I think it takes 6 months to walk properly without a limp.
You've got a lot of physio in your future.
But the main thing is, Masala got up. They're coming off the back of a 229 thumping the week before, and due to the somewhat the Fev, but more so the Sebastian in the game.
It was the ground ball gets from Sebastian. The unsung hero.
Yeah, Ross Lyon always says it's a ground ball war. You win the ground balls, you win the game.
It's got to get to Fev somehow, right? No one sees that part, but it's all good.
Tell us about the first half, in particular the first quarter and a bit. You're out there, you're burning rubber, get a few touches?
I was getting a few touches. There was one moment where, when you're sort of hitting the deck and you're trying to get back to your feet, that was the moment I realised I'm not the same Guy Sebastian. Because it took. I had about 6 goes of trying. I'm running and then trying to get back onto my feet, and it took so long for me to just spring back up. I should have known at that point there was something not right with something was tight and something wasn't. I just couldn't spring back to my feet. And it was an up and down game. Like we led early. Yep. Fev was a machine, I've got to say. Like he is, and you know what makes me feel worse is Fev's older than me. Yeah. And I'm texting him from this doctor's office saying, mate, I'm cooked. Like
he did play AFL though, like as in at the high
he
level.
Wasn't an elite. He was an elite athlete, and I'd say still is. And I said, mate, you must be cooked as well. He was limping at the end as well. I think he was pretty sore. And I was like, mate, what are you doing? And he goes, and he sends me a picture of him like laced up and in a different footy, like completely different outfit. Yeah, because he's playing for Sunbury. He played a whole game.
Another game.
Literally played a whole game afterwards. I mean, that's pretty impressive, and I think he kicked the bag there as well. But look, he's a bit of a weapon. I've no regrets. The problem is that every mate that I have that's like a footy player or plays cricket or whatever, they're all texting me going, mate, no, not your Achilles. It's the worst. It's the longest recovery. You're going to hate it.
Oh, Guy, have you had to cancel things because of this injury?
Yeah, I've had to just move a few things. Like I was meant to be overseas a bit, but I'm not allowed to fly for, I think, 6 weeks or something. But the good thing is I had this... I'm playing this festival in the UK with Robbie Williams, and that was meant to happen during this time, but now it's just been pushed to August 20, which is right after when I can fly. So it means I can do that. And I head back to that awful court case next week as well. So my thinking is that was a pretty, like a really sort of dark time for me last time. And I just think I'm just going to get all of this like crap out of the way all in one hit at least. So I'm just
got some good medication.
One good thing, exactly. I'd imagine this is probably the same playing for Masala, because when you get injured in the AFL, you still can get match payments. So is that still the case with you, Guy?
No, see, we had to come out very, very strongly.
I did read that.
It was so funny.
They're talking about salary cap issues because you guys were going to get paid. You're like, we were
cracking up. It's because you're not allowed to get paid in the VAFA. Like, it's one of the big things. But then Fev was telling me there's all this like corruption apparently that has happened in the past.
A lot of brown paper bags. Yeah,
that there's like people because a lot of them are like these old boys that the first graders are like, some of them are lawyers, and then they're like, look, just come and work for my law firm, and I'll pay you. Like, you don't actually have to work for my law firm, but I'll put you on the books and you can come and play footy for our team. They go to ex-AFL players and stuff. I came out. It was a proud moment for me. I think they were talking more about Fev, but my name was mentioned.
Yes, it was. Nice to be included.
I'm the number one ticket holder for the Crows. I actually texted Matty Dix and Tim Silvers, our CEO, and I said, guys, I've got good and bad news. Bad news, your boy has been officially placed under investigation by the VAFA. Good news is I'm in the clear. I'm all in the clear. I'm not taking a percentage of the Saturday sausage sizzle at Den.
You are, but that percentage is 0.
Well, it was in a brown paper bag.
It was a sausage. Got it. Should we talk to Guy Sebastian about music?
You're going to be sticking to singing, not footy. I did see you singing on your Instagram with your, I don't know if it's a moon boot yet, but you're doing it with your injured leg. The new one's Maybe. Is it true you came up with it in about 15 minutes or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of songs can be written pretty quickly. Some of them, I mean, the problem is it's not a flex because, like, there's a song on my album which I've taken 4 years to write. The last song I finished was the first song I started. So when I look back through my voice notes, there's this chorus I sat down to write called Cupid, and I remember sitting at the piano and I had this idea and this melody, and I sung it and I was like, this is a good chorus. This is a really good chorus. And then I sat on it, but it wasn't originally for me. I was going to pitch it like as like a Kid Laroi or something. I was going to pitch it to another artist. And then anyway, I then picked it up maybe a year after, and I was like, no, I should finish that. That sounds like a banger, that one. And so I wrote a verse, hated it, wrote another verse maybe 3 months later, hated it. I was just always trying to match what I felt with how good that chorus was. And then eventually, right towards the end of the album, I ended up finishing it. And so that one, the production took me ages as well. Like, that was the biggest production I reckon I did on the album. And so all up, that took 4 years to write that song.
It's insane. Hey, Guy, on the fact that you've written a song and then you go, oh, actually, this might suit somebody else.
Yeah.
How does that process play in your mind?
Well, I think it's all, a lot of the time it just doesn't sound like me, like genre-wise, or it's just something that I think would suit, or it's just the content that doesn't suit me. But for this particular one, it was actually because I think the reason it took so long to rewrite it is the original idea, there was a lot of swearing in it. Because the original idea, you know, some things just come out, and I'm not a massive swearer or whatever, and I'm not. Like, I don't not swear in normal life, but I choose to not swear in my songs and stuff. But when I sat down, it just sounded so hooky because the chorus used to say, and imagine trying to rewrite this when it sounds so good with swear words, because as you know, some things just sound better when you're angry and you swear. But the chorus says, I put my trust in Cupid, now I feel getting stupid. He went and shot an arrow straight into an asshole. I done fell head over feet and gave her all of me. If this is how we knew it would end, I'm never gonna trust Cupid again. So that's the chorus, right? So then when I kept sitting down to rewrite it for myself, I was like, how do I replace the emotion of like, no, I just feel so like bleeping stupid, and then even like he went and shot an arrow straight into an a-hole, right? Like he had one job to do, Cupid, and like he shot this person who ruined my life. Like what? And so it ended up being that lyric ended up being, he went and shot an arrow straight into a black hole.
Oh, okay.
And then I ended up doing a different second line for every chorus because I had written down so many options. And I was like, actually, I like them all. I like all three options. I'll use all of them.
It's so good. Even just just busting that out. Jeez, you can sing.
Oh, it's bloody brilliant.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's bloody brilliant. And you know, I know later on the year we'll probably see your album come out. Is it already done and you've got to wait for time and things to be finished off, or
and legs to heal?
Yeah, where are you at with it personally versus
album's fully mastered, fully done. There's just heaps of stuff like all the credits and like I was on the phone the other day just going through the credits again because my worst nightmare is like forgetting someone who and songs take a bit of a journey. So, for example, a song called Antidote, which I released with Sam Fisher, right? Yep. So that one, I produced that here in my house, but I used like a couple of drum samples from a mate of mine who I wrote it with, Cyrus, and then I recorded the vocals of these like gospel singers in the US. Mm-hmm. Now they do this for a living, so it's unfair to not credit them. Yeah. So like that guy who engineered, for example, the guy that was like hitting record for during that session, I've got to make sure that he's included as an engineer. I've got to make sure that I list Cyrus, because I've used some of his drums. So it's all stuff takes ages to collate, but then you've got all the uploading to streaming, and so that all gets done in the background while we work towards a plan as well. So now that the album's done, I know what my next single is. I know what the 2 singles after that is. Actually, I know the next 4 releases I'm doing, because I've got the whole album with me. I can sort of plan it, and and then I'll announce a tour. But yeah, I would release it straight away. But it's better to work towards a plan.
Yep. Have you got a name for the tour yet? I'm going to pitch one. Guy Sebastian, the Busted Leg Tour. What do you reckon?
The moon boot tour, the knee scooter, the knee scooter, the scoot to it tour. No, I've got an album. The tour is going to be the same as the album name, which I will reveal shortly. Sure. It's going to be released in a couple of months, and so I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, good on you. Well, look, heal up, rest up. We have you back on 2 feet soon.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Time for us to get out of here.
Big show. Actually, on Monday, we're going to be talking to Brickman. I just saw this. He's one of 21.
That's not
worldwide.
Monday, but it will be next week.
Sorry, next week.
Lego black belts.
Yeah, he's a Lego certified professional, one of 21 in the world.
Yeah. I know. How good is he?
Yeah, Lego Masters coming back.
Yeah, it is. Our best friend, Kate Walsh, will be joining us next week too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll give you more opportunities to come along to our Galati party, where someone's going to walk away with $5,000.
And everybody is going to be dressed like Tony Galati. Yeah. I mean, easiest costume ever, because we all know what to do. And, everybody get on board. It's going to be so good. Morning, Sam.
Hey, morning, guys. Happy Friday. Glad we made it. Oh.
Now, big weekend in the Trousseau family.
Oh, all the Trousseaus are coming out of the woodwork this weekend. There's going to be a village of us, heading down to Claremont Oval. My youngest sister, she got the call up this week to play her first Waffle W game.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, East Perth Royals, up Mighty Royals, and she'll be having her first game.
What's her name?
Tigerland.
Hannah. So,
Hannah Trousseau.
Yeah, she's been training hard. She's been emergency the last couple of weeks, but see if she can...
Finally got the call up.
Sam, aren't you the ground announcer for the Royals?
Yes, on the men's.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a busy day. That they're playing Sharks. Your Sharks, Shawnee, on Saturday too. So
I'll be there.
I'll see. We got her debut. It's a big weekend of footy at our house. But congrats to the sister.
What's your role in your sister's debut?
She called me yesterday while I was in here, and she asked if I wanted to do her jumper presentation for her. So
didn't she know that you could have got her Sean McManus to do that?
Yeah. I should have. Shawnee, you can give me some tips on
you can't touch it.
Good pump up speech.
It's East Perth, mate. We're against you this week. What are you talking about?
Rivalry. I'll see you down there. You guys enjoy a bit of a cold, wet Friday, but make the most of it, and see you next week.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.